Your Kansas City Chiefs just got a ton of fantastic injury news before playing the Detroit Lions on Sunday Night Football. So we've got a lot to get to in this video, but if you are a diehard fan of the Chiefs, my name is Michael Darcy, and you're watching the KC Sports Report. Do me a big time favor and hit that like button, share this video so other Chiefs fans can find it, and hit that subscribe button. We are trying to hit 15K on this channel within the next month. We're a little over 500 away, and we can definitely hit that goal. So with that being said, I want to go ahead and dive into the good injury updates that we got for the Chiefs, which I wasn't really expecting this week. But looking at the Chiefs' final injury report, everybody was a full go on Friday, which is absolutely amazing. Christian Fulton was a full go all week. He's been dealing with that ankle injury all season, but he's trending towards playing on Sunday. Patrick Mahomes popped up with a groin injury, but he was a full go all week. Omar Norman-Lott is recovering from that shoulder injury, but he practiced all week. And maybe the biggest injury update is that wide receiver Xavier Worthy was back as a full go on Friday after he didn't practice on Thursday, but he did participate in practice on Wednesday. And we did just get this tweet from Adam Schefter that Chiefs wide receiver Xavier Worthy has no injury designation for Sunday night's game against the Lions and is good to go. So Xavier Worthy, who's been banged up so far this season, should be good to go against the Lions, and that is a massive advantage. Because if we just go ahead and take a peek at the Lions injury report, things aren't going so well in Detroit. In fact, the Chiefs are entering this game not only as the home favorite, but they're the healthier football team. Just looking at the Lions, they're not going to have Terrion Arnold. Their very good corner, he's been out with that shoulder injury. Just looking at some of the other guys that are questionable, Taylor Decker, their fantastic blocking tight end, he's questionable with a shoulder injury. Kirby Joseph, the safety, he's dealing with a knee injury. And Amon-Ra St. Brown popped up, but he's going to be good to go on Sunday. But some other guys that I think is a big blow for them, they're not going to have Aleem McNeil in this game. He was their really, really impressive interior defensive lineman who got hurt last season, but he absolutely caused havoc in the middle, and the Chiefs not having to face that guy is a very positive thing. Brian Branch, their safety, or actually maybe he's their corner, but he's dealing with an ankle injury and he's questionable. You guys might remember Brian Branch had that interception that went off Kadarius Toney's hands back a couple years ago. Was actually part of that draft in Kansas City. He absolutely killed them in that game. So, the Chiefs might not have to face him. And so if you just look, Zach Cunningham, their linebacker, he's already ruled out with a hamstring. The Chiefs are really catching the Lions at the perfect time. Just injury-wise, they're all banged up. And I actually want to pull up this tweet from the Lions beat reporter, because I feel like, obviously she covers the team better than we do, so they have a much better idea of, the injury bug and who's going to play and who's not going to play. This is Danny Rogers, who is the Lions beat reporter. She said, heading into KC, the Lions are banged up. No other way to put it. Safeties Kirby Joseph and Brian Branch both won't practice today and are looking like game time decisions. Campbell doesn't see Branch's injury being long-term, but can't guarantee that he'll be ready to go for Sunday Night Football. If they can't go, Detroit's down 4 starters in the secondary. Defensive back Avonte Maddox is another game-time decision, if not earlier with the hamstring injury. And then tight end Taylor Decker got better with the week off. He's still a game-time decision. So the Chiefs are in maybe the best possible spot with the Lions being banged up. Being down 4 starters in the secondary is a big deal. We have seen the Chiefs carve up some good defenses with, Jacksonville being the perfect example. And you saw what they did to that Ravens defense that was out multiple defensive starters. And so, the Lions not having their top 4 players in the secondary and also not having Aleem McNeil, that's a big deal. I mean, the Chiefs coming into this game being the healthier team gives them a massive advantage in this game. And the Chiefs are favored to win by 2.5 points. I think the Lions' injury luck might have a lot to do with that, but I think that the Chiefs are catching Detroit at the perfect time, because if they're firing on all cylinders and everybody's healthy, I mean, they might be the best team in the NFL. And that's no slight to the Chiefs. The Lions are just really good. And they've got a running game with, David Montgomery and, the just absolute killer, that they have also catching the ball. I cannot remember his name right now, but I'm going to think of it in like 2 minutes. But the Lions can run the football with that two-headed monster they have. Jared Goff has been incredibly impressive when he has time to throw. That Lions offensive line has been really good for a long time now. Now, they are out some starters on their offensive line, but I think that the Chiefs have shown that they can't really take advantage of even the most banged up offensive line. So I'm not really getting over my skis with the Chiefs pass rush in this game. The question is going to be, can they slow down the Lions running game? Because they absolutely killed the Baltimore Ravens by running the football. And the other running back who can catch the football out of the backfield and is also just a speed demon is Jahmyr Gibbs. Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery, that is a duo that honestly terrifies me. I think the Chiefs' rush defense is good, but those guys are fantastic. They also have Sam Laporta, who's a very good pass-catching tight end. Decker's a great blocking tight end, but, that Lions offense is littered with offensive weapons. Amon-Ra St. Brown has, number 1 wide receiver written all over him. He's one of the best in the NFL. Who is going to cover him? Is that going to be, a Chamari Connor type of experiment? Because I think you should put Trent McDuffie on him, but I think Amon-Ra is going to come out of the slot. And what are they going to do with some of the bigger body options that Lions offense has? So there's a lot of questions the Chiefs are going to have to answer, but at least on the injury front, they're coming into this game the healthier team. I think they're coming into this game the more motivated team because, let's face it, this is a very important game for the Chiefs. The Lions right now are 4-1. They lost one game, the first week of the season to the Packers. You can excuse a lot of things that happen in week 1. I think the Chiefs need to go out in this game and show everybody that they still are one of the best teams in the NFL. And I think that you saw in that Jags game that the offense is actually functioning at a much better level. And I think that they can go out and score points against a banged-up Lions defense. The question is going to be, can the Chiefs defense slow down Jared Goff and that two-headed monster of a running attack that is just torched so many defenses on the ground? And the Chiefs aren't great at stopping the run. So, that's a matchup nightmare. What is Steve Spagnuolo going to have up his sleeve? I think, we're going to see a lot of blitzing of Jared Goff, or if they don't blitz him, they're just going to have to sell out and stop the run. But I do want to hear from you guys down in the comment section below. How are you feeling going into this, highly anticipated matchup on Sunday Night Football? I think it's not a must-win game for the Chiefs, but it's definitely an important game for the Chiefs. And I think it means more for them than the Lions. So I want to get more into, what this game could look like. And we'll do that right after a word from our fantastic sponsors. This video is sponsored by my friends over at DM Injury Law. Injured in an accident, you could be entitled to significant compensation, but time is critical. Rely on the experienced personal injury attorneys at DM Law, Kansas City and Missouri's top injury law firm. DM Law is a full-service personal injury practice supported by a large team of investigators, case managers, medical records specialists, and more. And best of all, you don't pay unless they win. DM Law operates on a contingency fee basis, meaning no fees unless they win your case. And they also provide free consultations. So if you've been injured, don't wait. You can contact DM Law today for a free consultation and learn how they can help you pursue the compensation you deserve. Let them handle the fight while you focus on healing. Hurt in a car wreck? Call Mike. Remember, Mike's got this. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisement. Thanks to DM Injury Law for sponsoring this video. The Hollywood Casino at Kansas Speedway is the place to be. With over 1,500 slot machines, 35 table games, 4 restaurants, and an ESPN Bet sportsbook, there are plenty of ways to find your fun. For more chances to win, follow their Facebook, Instagram, and X. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Huge thanks to the sponsors that have supported me and this channel all football season long, and huge thanks to you guys for supporting the sponsors, which in turn supports me. So with that being said, when I just look at this matchup, this is a matchup that features two offenses that I believe can put up a lot of points. We've seen the Lions do it. We've seen a very short sample size of the Chiefs doing it. The Lions are banged up defensively. The Chiefs have some questions defensively. I think a lot of points are going to be scored in this game. I think that this is going to be a classic, a barn burner at Arrowhead Stadium. I think the Chiefs are going to come out swinging. I think they have to put up at least 28 points to win this football game. And I feel good. I think that all the injuries to the Lions, that's going to make a difference. Now, the question is going to be, can you stop Jared Goff on one or two of those offensive drives? The Chiefs punted, I believe, 3 times against Jacksonville, or there was at least 3 times where they stalled out and didn't get points. That can't happen against the Lions. You've got to score points. Andy Reid is going to have to be aggressive on 3rd and 4th down, maybe even in your own territory, because every single possession that you give up, the Lions are capable of going down there and putting up 7. So there's going to be a lot of pressure on the Chiefs' offense in this game to score. There's equally as much pressure on the defense to improve off of their blunders last week, and the special teams is going to have a lot on the line in this game. I think it could come down to a field goal, and Harrison Butker's going to have to lock in and make that. But I think that we're going to see a game on Sunday that features great offenses, maybe some defenses that just don't have any answers for just the high caliber of weapons that both teams have. I'm feeling a Chiefs win. I think they have to get back in the win column after giving away that game on Monday night against the Jags. I picked the Chiefs to win this game by the final score of 31-28. I think it's going to be so close. This is like the last team that touches the football wins this game. I think that Harrison Butker, for all of the criticism that he has gotten, he's going to be put in a position to make a big-time kick. And can he make it? That's the question. But I want to hear from you guys down in the comment section below. What is your final score prediction for this Chiefs and Lions matchup on Sunday Night Football? I think a lot is on the line in this game. But again, as we talked about in this entire video, the Chiefs are the healthier team. I think the Chiefs have more to prove in this game, and that's in multiple phases. I think the defense has to rebound. The special teams absolutely has to get better. But one thing they did in that Jacksonville game, they killed themselves with the penalties and the turnovers. That can't happen in this game. If the Chiefs lose the turnover battle, or if they're sloppy with penalties, they're going to lose this football game. But I'm hoping that Andy Reid can coach that out of them. I have faith that the Chiefs can figure this thing out, and I think they're going to take care of business in front of a sold-out crowd at Arrowhead Stadium. It's going to be a great game. I'm super excited. I will be there down on the field pregame doing my pyro special effects stuff. You know, I work for the Chiefs, for those that don't already know that. I'm also a producer at Sports Radio 810 WHB. I produce the midday show, but we're trying to grow this podcast, and I'm just so thankful to each and every single one of you for taking time out of your busy Saturday for watching this video. So with that being said, I have the Chiefs winning this game against the Detroit Lions by the final score of 31-28. I'm not sure if you're going to completely shut down Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery, but if they can slow them down, I think making Jared Goff go out and beat you is probably the matchup you want. If you want it, Patrick Mahomes versus Jared Goff, I think you feel pretty confident about who wins that. But drop your take down in the comment section below. That's all I've got. Hit that like button, subscribe for more Daily Chiefs content. Love you guys. Thank you for watching, and as always, go Chiefs.